Hello there. This is St. Joseph. Welcome to the biology session. Biology is always fun and interesting subject to learn because you are learning yourself. So today we shall have the review questions of Kumpo, and in this review we shall have several questions including multiple choice, but for today we are starting with the multiple choice questions. The first question, question number 1, has several Romans. So let me start with the first Roman. This first Roman says that the following are the primary causes of shock except. Before answering this question, let me introduce what is the coma. The coma is the sudden drop of blood flow in the body. The shock is a sudden drop of blood flow through the body that is accompanied by dizziness, unconsciousness, and this may be caused by several things like serious injury, this may cause blood loss, and blood loss will reduce the volume of the blood, and the blood will not go to the vital organs such as brain. Another thing is toxins. The toxins which will make inflammatory reaction. This inflammatory reaction will cause the dilation or the increase of diameter of blood vessels, and this will cause the sudden drop of the blood pressure, and the blood will not go sufficiently in the body. And in our option there, A is the heart fails to pump sufficient blood. That is correct. The insufficient blood in the arteries and veins due to the injury, that is very correct because we reduce the blood flow. Another thing is the blood vessel collapse, causing them to dilate excessively. That is also correct. And D is emotional concern. The emotional concern, that is not correct, and that is an exception. The question is asking, the following are the primary causes of shock except emotional concern. That is because the emotional concern, that is the secondary causative of that, and we are asked about primary causes. So the answer there is D. Let's go to the Roman 2. The unconsciousness or coma may be due to the following factor except. Before that, what is coma? Coma This is the critical condition characterized by prolonged state of unresponsive. In the prolonged state of unresponsive of the body, this is the body is the prolonged state of unconsciousness, not aware of anything. Even if you are touched, you can't feel. Even if someone is coming and comes and says hello with voice, you can't hear, and that is, you can't respond to the stimuli from the environment. Those stimuli are like sound, like temperature, like pain, that is pressure. You can't feel it. And why is this coma? The coma is caused by the two parts of the brain, the cortex damage, or the another area is called trust. Then this is standing for reticular activating system. These two parts are the area which is concerned with the awareness and the awareness and the arousal. If these two parts it will be damaged, we'll call something called coma. They are unresponsive. You don't respond to the stimulus from the outside. And this may be caused by low blood sugar, because the low blood sugar may affect the brain. Is an organ which depends on energy from it. For it to work, it needs energy, and it also it needs oxygen. So if there's lack of oxygen and lack of energy, this system will collapse. And whenever this system is collapsed, so the body will go to unconsciousness state. So here we have four options. The first option is hypoglycemia. The hypoglycemia is the drop or low sugar or glucose in the body. And the low glucose will make the body to have no energy, and if the brain will miss the energy, it will collapse, will be damaged in these two parts. Also, too little insulin and too much blood sugar. The insulin is the hormone responsible for glucose regulation or glucose regulation. So, if there is a little influence and too much blood sugar, also this may cause this system to collapse, because if there is much blood sugar, the blood sugar is, if it is too much, it is harmful to the body. So the body will remove the sugar, the excessive sugar, and when it removes excessive sugar, the body will lose a lot of water. When it loses a lot of water, then you reduce the volume of blood, and that if you reduce the volume of blood, then the oxygen, the blood will not go to the vital organs like brain, and that also may cause something, this part of the brain to be damaged because of the loss of oxygen. But there is sugar, but those sugar in the blood is removed by kidney, and what is happening is the volume of blood will be reduced, and the volume of blood will be reduced. The blood will not go to the brain, and it will not supply energy as well as oxygen. And that answer B, also B is correct. Another is too much insulin and too little blood sugar. So as I said that the brain depends on energy, and the energy is coming from sugar. So the blood, when there is not enough sugar, the brain will have no sugar there, will not have energy, so this part will be damaged. Let's go to D. A lot of water and low antidiuretic hormone. The antidiuretic hormone is the hormone ADH. It is called ADH. This is the hormone that regulates the water in the body. If there is high water in the body, the antidiuretic hormone will be produced in low amount, so that, because this is responsible for the absorption of water. If there is excessive water, when you increase ADH, it will absorb more water, so will rise the pressure of the blood. And when there is little ADH, the water will be loose. And if there is a lot of water, it also is not very good in the body, so it's harmful. So low water, high antidiuretic, low antidiuretic hormone will be the correct answer, because the blood volume will not reduce. And that the correct answer here is D. Let's go to the Romans 3. Question 1, Romans 3. This Romans 3 says that hiccup can be defined as a sudden and controlled irregular contraction of the diaphragm, during which inhalation is abruptly stopped by closure of the artery. Serious injuries to the head and neck resulting from driving and striking one's head against the rock or slope of swimming pool. C. Temporary loss of consciousness due to a reduction of blood flowing to the brain. D. None of the above. Let's see what is hiccup. What is hiccup? The hiccup is the sudden involuntary contraction of diaphragm. This diaphragm is a lining which separates the abdomen, the stomach with the abdomen, the belly cavity, and the thoracic cavity. And this is when this diaphragm contracts will cause the stop of vocal cord and will hear the voice like click. That is why this is called hiccup. And this one is caused either by irritation of the nerve, which is concerned to the contraction and the relaxation of this diaphragm. So when you irritate this, and this will be caused by either sudden drinking of liquid or sudden filling of stomach with something when you are eating quickly. This will disturb that nerve and that hiccup will start. So in our options there we have a sudden controlled irregular contraction of diaphragm during which inhalation is abruptly stopped by the closure of larynx. So the answer here is A, because this is the sudden involuntary contraction of diaphragm, and this one is irregular. It's called sudden irregular involuntary contraction of the diaphragm. So the answer here is A. Let's go to the Roman 4. The food poisoning may result from eating the following except. So first of all, what is food poisoning? The food poisoning what is it? It is the illness caused by bacteria or other toxins. Bacteria or toxins. So the most common bacteria here I said that the food poisoning is an illness caused by bacteria and other toxins. Bacterial toxins and other toxins. The common bacteria here is, I said, is Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus, Neisseria, E. coli, this Salmonella is very common in the poultry products. The S. aureus is present in our skin, and where someone or those the food vendors, if they are not observing the hygienic conditions, they will contaminate the food. This is bacteria coming from water. Even E. coli is contamination from water, and these bacteria are called, and they produce toxins. Therefore, they are called the toxic bacteria. And also, other food may have toxins, like mushroom have toxins. Other mushrooms, there are edible mushrooms and non-edible mushrooms. And those non-edible and edible mushrooms is not easier, if you are not experienced on that, it is not easier to distinguish. So this may be caused by those factors like the food contaminated with this bacteria, as well as the toxin from the environment and the toxin from food itself. This is very common in the community functions, like wedding ceremonies, in the restaurants, also in the school cafeteria. This is very common to contaminate food with these bacteria and other toxic agents. And the symptoms here of this food poisoning is the diarrhea, fever, and vomiting. That is very common. And this is very common in our environment, the food poisoning by bacteria, if we don't observe those hygienic conditions. So here, in our option, we have 4 options. Food containing lots of pathogens that has not been boiled for 3 hours. Food that has been contaminated by toxic bacteria, food containing a bacterial toxin, and food naturally containing a poisonous substance. So the answer here is A. The food containing lots of pathogens that has not been boiled for 3 hours. This is an exception because the question is asking food poisoning may result from eating the following except the food containing a lot of pathogens that has not been boiled for 3 hours. Let's go to our question, Romans 5. Romans 5. Our question is saying, which among these is master of fast as far as vomiting is concerned? So, vomiting. What is vomiting? What is this word vomiting? This is the forceful expulsion of the stomach contents through mouth. Forceful expulsion of food content from the stomach through the mouth or sometimes nose. The food will come out through mouth or nose. So, if sometimes when person is unconscious, when the person is lying on his back, when this vomiting is coming out of the mouth, may go to the throat or to the windpipe and block breathing. And sometimes will cause someone to die. And if that vomit has toxic substances or corrosive substances like acid or other poisonous which is irritating, then if the person will aspirate, these contents in his lungs will cause the damage to the lungs and hence the death. So here we have 4 options here. The first one is positioning of the victim is not necessary. The position of victim is very necessary because if the person, if he lies on his back, so the vomit will come out and block the air passage. And when it blocks the air passage, someone will die. So the position is very necessary. B. It is not advised when individual is unconscious. The individual, when someone is unconscious, the vomiting is not advised. And sometimes, if it is not advised, the vomit will come on its own. You can't force. It will come in its own. So for another person or somebody who is caring about that victim, it is not advised to induce the vomiting to that person because when he lies in certain positions, he will not feel anything. If he aspirates those substances, will not feel. If it is blocking his or her air passage, he will not feel. And if you are not very careful, will cause the death to that unconscious person. So let's look at another option. It is advised even when the victim has swallowed a strong acid, a strong alcohol, or a petroleum product. This is not advised in that someone or victim who has swallowed these products, the corrosive product like that, because when you induce the vomiting, that will come and corrode that way. And sometimes if that person will aspirate, those chemical substances in his lungs will cause the damage of those lung tissues. So this is not correct answer. It is a way of ridding the stomach of poisonous content if induced within an hour after contamination. That is somehow correct, but not very correct, because if you don't know the nature of that poison substance, whenever it is volatile, where the victim will aspirate in his or her lungs and may cause the damage of those tissues in her lungs. The D is not advised. So the best answer here is B. It is not advised if the individual is unconscious. The question asks which among these is the matter of fact as far as vomiting is concerned. So the answer here, it is not advised if the individual is unconscious. Let's go to the question number 6. Roman 6. Question number 1, the Roman 6. This is the question is asking acquired characters. Often, number one is as a result of mutation, are passed through sexual reproduction. C, are inherited by the offspring. D, are never inherited. So, this is called acquired character. What are these acquired characters? This is a character which is suggested by Lamarck. As we know, the classical concept of evolution is according to Lamarck and another scientist called Darwin. Those two scientists, they have put two theories of organic evolution, and the Lamarck is the one who proposed that the organism may acquire character, and those characters will be inherited, will be passed from one generation to another generation. Those characters, after doing experiments, for example, if somebody is doing an exercise, the exercise to his muscles when he is maybe doing the exercise of holding strengthening his muscles, and if those muscles are built up, the Lamarck said those muscles will be inherited by the children. If the father is doing exercise and has developed a lot of muscles and strong muscles, those muscles will be transferred to the next generation. And that was proved wrong, because that is the muscle development. It is not something inside the human body. It is something which you acquire from outside. So, in this case, Lamarck says the animal in response to the different environment, and in that they respond to different environments, and those habitats will cause some modification in their organs, and over course of their life, and past this in the course of their life, and these characters are passed from one generation to another generation. The example is that of the long neck of giraffe. As the giraffe stretches its neck, then when it stretches, that character will be passed to the offspring, and that is not correct, because those characters, the characters which are inherited, must be in the sex chromosome. Sex chromosome. And other character which is outside this sex chromosome which are carried in this sex chromosome. And when these characters are not there, are developed by outside environment, they are not inherited. So here is the option here is as the result of mutation? No, because the acquired characters are not caused by mutation that are from outside environment, either by doing exercise, are passed through sexual reproduction. They are not passed through sexual reproduction because those characters are found in the particular organ, and it does not go to the sex cells. They are not inherited because these sex cells are responsible for the reproduction. So they don't go to the reproductive cells. And inherited by offspring. That is also not correct because these characters are not found in these sex cells, so they are not transferred to the offspring. And the offspring is, these are children. Offspring are children or the generation coming from one generation where it father has it is individual we call offspring, and that offspring will not get these characters because those characters are not found in the sex cells. The sex cells, those are gametes, are never inherited. The correct answer is D. These characters are not inherited. Let's go to the Roman 7. The Roman 7 says the little genes differ from genitalia genes in that little genes genitalia genes these little genes are genes which cause death. And these genitalia genes, these are harmful genes, may not necessarily cause death, harmful genes. These genes are so many, these are many genes in our cells, the defective genes which will cause the harmfulness or the damage or to be reproductively unsuccessful. The defective genes, these are harmful genes, are not lethal, but are harmful. But these little genes are the genes which cause the death of an organism. So a gene whose expression resulting in death, we call it little gene. And the gene whose presence cause harm or damage to decrease the fitness of individuals, this is called the deleterious gene. The little gene, sometimes the little gene may be deleterious gene, but the deleterious gene may not be little genes. So the example here, for instance, the albinism, this is the deleterious gene. This albinism this is the people who have lack of pigment, the melanin pigment in their body, and because of this albinism, the body will be, the skin will not prevent the harmful radiation, and so those people may get the disease, the cancer, the skin cancer disease, or other types of disease. Also, don't have good vision because of the people, the iris do not have the melanin, so will not prevent the large amount of light, and the large amount of light may harm the retina. So these kids are harmful, but do not kill these people. These people may reproduce, but this one may reduce the reproductive potential because of this condition here, like albinism. But this one, the little bit, might cause death immediately or later. Like sickle cell, that is sometimes sickle is a little gene, and also hemophilia is also the little gene, and sometimes may be the serious gene. That is why I say that all the serious genes, all little genes are the serious genes. These are harmful genes, but all the serious genes sometimes may not cause death. So let's look in our options here. A. They reduce the possibility of survival of the possessor. B. They tend to kill the possessor. C. Are sex linked. D. They determine evolutionary potential of the fish. So the answer here is B, because the A, they reduce the possibility of survival of the possessor. Those are the status genes. But these genes that are genes with they kill, they cause death. So B, they tend to kill the possessor. That is correct. C, are sex linked. Both of these are sex linked. So that is not the correct answer. D. They determine evolutionary potential of the species. That is, all may determine those evolutionary potential. So the answer here is they tend to kill the possessor. The question is, the little genes differ from the serious genes in that these genes kill somebody who possesses it. Let's go to question Roman 8. The Roman 8 says, if a hemophilic carrier woman marries a normal male for hemophilia, then A. 50% of daughters will be normal and 50% of sons will be hemophilic. B. 75% is 50% daughters, 50% daughters, and the 50 sons. B. 75% daughters and the 25 sons. C. It is 50 daughters career and 50% daughters career and 50 sons hemophilic and these 70 sons daughters 75 daughters normal and daughter normal and the 25 sons normal. So in this case here let's look what is happening here. The hemophilic carrier, first of all, what is hemophilia? The hemophilia is a disorder of blood not to clot. It's a disorder which is caused by the blood not clotting. And this, when somebody is injured by something, the blood may not clot because he will cause for that clotting pattern. So, if the person is injured and has this gene here, the hemophilia, the blood may not clot and he or her may lose the blood, a lot of blood, and it may cause death. So, this gene is carried by sex chromosomes. Particularly X chromosome. And this one is recessive gene. This is recessive gene. These genes are found in sex chromosomes, especially the X chromosome. Because in the sex chromosomes we have two types of chromosomes. Here we have X and Y. This is male, and X and X. This is male. X and X. This is female. So this gene of hemophilia is carried by X chromosome. Is carried by this X chromosome gene, hemophilic gene, will be carried by X chromosome either from male or this to X from female. So let's look on this question. First of all, if someone will be carrier of the disease, that is, he has that gene, but it is not expressed. In the chromosome or inheritance of genes, there are two things to consider. The genes in the chromosomes, they are found in pairs. We have in the chromosomes have always chromosomes. They are found in pairs. Many chromosomes are found, autosomal chromosomes in the body, they are found in pairs. These pairs may have certain genes here, which is also found in another chromosome. These chromosomes we sometimes call the homologous chromosomes. The homologous chromosomes are the genes with the same gene in the same locus, and those same genes or the genes which code for certain traits. If it is H, the H is H. This is characterized by tallness or shortness. So these genes may carry this character, but this character, either one will have tallness, will be here, tallness, and here will be shortness. These are two characters, and when these characters are found together, the one character will be dominating over another character, and that dominating character we call dominant character or dominant phenotype, and that dominant phenotype will be shown outwardly. But this one, the shortness, that one, if this is the dominant character, and this one is the another character which is not dominant, we call it recessive. It's called the recessive character. And that recessive character may not be shown if they are together with this dominant character. If those characters, another example here, if those characters are shortness, and here is shortness, and these two characters are recessive or not dominant, will show it is expression phenotypically because no one here is dominant over another, so it may show it is character, and you will see it phenotypically or in outward appearance. So, in approaching that question, if somebody is carrier, that means he may have two chromosomes. If it is female have X chromosomes. So let letter H stands, this is small H stands for hemophilia. Right? And the capital H stands for normal. No hemophilia condition. So, here the question is, the hemophilic carrier woman. The hemophilic carrier woman, he is not suffering from hemophilia, but he has the character. That character, but here, no, that character in another chromosome, and this, because this one is recessive, will not be shown by that female. If you cross this one with the male has only one X, and remember that the hemophilia gene is the X-linked gene. It is the X-linked gene. If the male is normal, is normal. If the male has that character, if has this character, it is hemophilic. So there is no carrier male. No carrier male. So if the male is normal, he is normal. But if the female is carrier, he doesn't have that disease, but phenotypically in outward appearance, but if it is, or in her genes have that trait, or in her genotype have that trait. So here, this is normal. Let's call this is normal. This is dominant, and here this is normal. This stands for no hemophilia. So the no hemophilia is dominant over this hemophilia. So this is does not have hemophilia. This one has no hemophilia, but here there is a gene for hemophilia, but it is masked by this dominant gene. As I said, the dominant recessive interaction, always the dominant will show it outwardly, but the recessive one will remain there silent. We don't see it, but it is there, will be shown in the coming generation. So when you cross this, you cross, let's do a crossing. This is, say, crossing. This here is male, and is female, and this one is, this is female, this is male. So let's cross. This is mother and this is father. So let's make what we call matching. So in the matching, so the combination of this occurs. One child will have X, and X here. Another one will have X that has a small h, and another one will have Y, and another child will have X capital H, X capital H, and the last one will have X capital H and the Y. So this is female, this is male, this is female, this is male. Female, male. And if we ask ourselves, how many males, how many females have this hemophilic character? You will get this is female and female. The 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2 females. 1 out of 2, if you multiply by 100, you got about 50% of daughters, of females. 50% of females are carrier, not hemophilic. 50% are carrier because have a small head here. This is carrier, this is normal. And in boys, in boys we have a half, 1 or 2. These are 2. 1 of 2 boys here, males here, or 50% are hemophilic. And here these are carrier. One of them have that gene, but doesn't show in what phenotypical, in outward appearance, and that one we call that is hemophilic carrier. And in case of male, the male one of the male, because if the one male have this gene, there is no carrier male because the male have only one X chromosome, and this gene is controlled by X chromosome. If it is one X chromosome, no another dominant gene which will hide this will dominate this hemophilic gene, and so in men will be shown genotypically and phenotypically. So 50% of males will have daughters, these female daughters will be hemophilic carrier, and 50% of males will be hemophilic, will have disease. So the answer here is C. The 50% of daughters will be carrier, and 50% of sons will be hemophilic. And that the answer here is C. Okay, let's end for today, and we shall see again in another session next day. Thank you.